Welcome to Swim Easy Speed. My name is Tim Floyd. I'm a longtime swim coach and sometimes triathlon coach. Today we're going to be doing the follow-up to part 2 of Lauren Grous's video analysis that we were doing the other day. And you'll get to see kind of what we worked on in the last session that we did together out of the 3. And how we were trying to work on some of the underlying issues that she had and find a little bit more efficiency and a little bit more speed in her stroke. So here we go. Here's the start of part 2. So you can see, if you go back and look at the first video, she's just looking a lot more connected. So just up and down kind of the stroke. She's looking just more engaged. Everything seems to be a lot more fluid. It's not as disconnected or kind of sloppy kind of coming over the top. So here we've got an overhead shot. And you can even see if you go back and look at the first video that, this right here is looking a lot straighter. So right down the middle. And then, she's got a really, really great line right down here. And her feet really aren't try to stabilize her body as much. I mean, you get a little bit right there, but it's not as dramatic as it was kind of the first 2 lessons that we did. But again, what we want to do is we always want to create, higher and higher levels of stability, because that just translates directly into efficiency in the water, because you're able to then transfer more of the stroke into forward momentum. It's not wasted. So here we go, still overhead a little bit. And she's got, again, a really great line down the center of her body. Here's some of the stuff that we still need to work on a little bit. So if you look here on this stroke, so it comes in and really kind of crosses over right there. So if midline is here, again, she's kind of way over midline. That's going to create some instability in the stroke. It's going to create some issues, kind of everything behind there in that chain. And that's why you want to typically work on these kind of things first. And this is just going to be, look, she's got a million strokes doing it like that. So, it's not one of those fixes that happens overnight. The more kind of momentum in one direction that you've got, it takes a lot longer to kind of change that momentum and overcome it. It's not one of those things that your brain can change really, really readily. So that was one of the things that we worked on. I don't really go over it too much in this video, but I'll show you some of the other things that we did work on to kind of help some of that out. So the first thing that we did was we did some kicking with the brick kickboard and some short fins. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the brick kickboard, it weighs 6 pounds, but there's enough flotation on it where it makes it neutrally buoyant. So if you put any weight on it, it starts to sink. So one of the things that we can really emphasize then is really getting that core really, really engaged and actually trying to lift up the core connected to the shoulders in one piece with a really fast kick with some short fins on, which is really going to further drive that core engagement, and drive it kind of while you're recruiting another muscle group. So you're really getting a lot of that kind of neuromuscular recruitment that we're trying to kind of emphasize over and over again. It's not just about core strength. It's about core strength connected or neuromuscularly connected to another muscle group and coordinating it all. So you can see here, she's really kind of working hard to keep that front end up, keep that really straight line, and keep her hips up. And these are all things that we really, really want to emphasize and overemphasize. So typically what happens after you've dropped the brick kickboard and just go to swimming is that it'll pop you up on the water. You'll feel a lot higher in the water, a lot more over the stroke, which is exactly what we want to do. So we just kept on, we did like, I think 3 or 4 rounds of this with some corrections in between, some cues in between. And so here we go. Here she is just swimming. So you can see how much more engaged and connected she is on the water, and how much more powerful the stroke is compared to what we started with, and certainly kind of what we started with in the very first, the part 1 video and the very first session when she got in the pool. So I'll replay it one more time. You can take a quick look again. So you can just see, and then she's getting, even in the back, the kick, the feet are staying a lot more together. She's really transferring a lot more of that power straight forward. Still needs to work on the crossover on the left and the front, but like I said, that's going to be a little bit more work, a little bit more focus, and dedication to really making that change. So, as always, thanks for tuning in. Like, share, comment below, and if you have any questions, I am always happy to answer questions, and we'll see you at the next video.